first step in healing is recognizing that you are not healed, recognizing that you are hurt, recognizing that you are in some ways broken. And I think like when we hear this term healing, it sounds so like but really what it is there's a critical mass of individuals recognizing that.
What is this song called?
At First Glance.
And that shit doesn't
You got quite the features on here.
Who's all featured on this song?
Moses, Mungo Baby.
Mungo
Shout out to
Baby.
Mungo.
Shout out to Mungo, the legend. I'm a big fan of his. Marika Sage, Isaiah Mustafa, Comforting Chaos, which is Liam Berry and the Credits Band, and Angalo, which is TJ and Will Shannon. Like all of them are in my band. Fire.
So we're back with Afterthought, and we wanted to go over his album. That song was At First Glance, off album released July 17th.
Yep. Yeah.
July 17th. Where can people find the album at?
Everywhere that you listen to music, you can find Communal Healing by Afterthought, A Universe by Afterthought.
How could people support you? Is there anywhere we could buy the album? Is there any like merch people could buy from you? Or
Yeah, you could buy the album directly on Bandcamp. You could buy merchandise, which will be released soon. I got to talk to the genius on the other side of the couch about maybe doing some collaborative merch.
Yeah, we gotta figure out something.
With the hottest clothing brand in the world to me. #Rebel is designer.
Thanks,
Yeah, you could come to a show. I actually, for the first time in my life, I'll be taking a break from shows for a month.
Wow.
And then I have 2 really big shows that I'm going to be doing that I'm trying to get everyone to come to.
Are you prepping for it, or are you just taking like a little month off?
Month off. I mean, when I say I'm taking a break from shows, I'm going to do like 1 or 2 a week, which is a break for me.
Yeah. You're always doing something.
But yeah, I have 2 big shows, hopefully. Knock on wood. But
Ooh, put it out there, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be playing a big indoor venue, and then also the Golden Gate Park band shell again.
Oh, nice.
An outdoor show.
Wait, where was it? I'm sorry.
Golden Gate Park band shell, like across from the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah. So I did that at the end of 2021.
That's right.
That's a nice like amphitheater, like outside one.
And honest to God, it is the best sound I've ever had in my life.
It's pretty dope. I've seen someone there before a couple times.
It's beautiful. It's like a really, but last time it was on a Wednesday night. It was cold. We didn't really promote it, but it's like I would love to like really bring like 1,000 people out to go.
You still had quite a few people out there. I remember one of my ex roommates was there, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like I was so mad. I was like, "Fuck! Now I gotta fucking act like I don't know you, and I'm gonna walk over here." Yeah, it was Stuntman 02 and OG Pen having a conversation, and then me and Cheyenne G with my.
Oh, I wanted to go that day. That's what it was.
Honestly, that's like really, when I think about it, I'm like, damn, we should go on tour with that fucking lineup.
Yeah, that'd be super fire.
But yeah, so that's,
OG Pen's he's the GOAT. I like reading all his articles.
Yeah.
And his podcast is pretty dope too.
Yeah. I was actually
Right
just
now-ish.
with Stoney right before this, and we are talking about like bringing back the importance of music journalism, and like what y'all are doing, like long form content where you can get to know artists is hella important. Like articles.
I think it's super important for like this scene though, especially. It's like there's so much going on here that I feel like doesn't really get brought to light, and that's why like what OG Pen is doing is really important. And there's a couple other people over there at KQED that are doing shit for us.
They do some really. I think Alan.
Yeah, Alan.
I forget. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Natalia.
Yeah. I'm supposed to talk to her because I'm trying to get an article for Rebel Status.
No, they do some great work. KQED has. They have a lot of people out doing like the cultural scene and do some great things. One of my issues with podcasts these days is they're very gimmicky, especially like men's podcasts, and they just talk about bullshit. Yeah. And it's like,
how many bodies do you have? What do you bring to the table? Yeah.
Like those like, I get it, people listen to it, but at the same time, it doesn't, for me, like I want to listen to people like their story. I want to learn about shit like in a good way. It's good to have fun and have jokes and shit like that. That's needed, but I feel like a lot of times it's kind of repetitive and everyone's doing the same thing and trying to go viral using
I think people are just looking for shock value, you know what I mean? They're just gonna say the most outlandish ass shit and then like hope that people like get on it. Which, hey, you know, if that's you, no shame in the game, but it's not what I'm trying to do.
There's that, but like you said, it's like really important to highlight people in the community and, you know, show others that might not be able to see them. It's like, this is who I am as a person. Maybe you listen to my music only, but you don't realize like how much more that I do than that and who I am as an individual.
Right.
And that shit matters. It should matter a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely does. How long did you work on this album for exactly?
I guess I started right after I released Failing First 2, so it's been like 2 years.
2 years? Dang, okay.
But you know, I really started, I went to New York and that was like when I really started working on the first song, which is the intro of the project.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
And then, you know, I finished it up during my tour in Europe.
Dang. Okay.
So, you know, and then at the end of my tour, the first single came out, Fly Away.
So you have like this person at the beginning of your songs, Del, right?
Del Risha?
Yeah. So like, how did you do this for Del? Like, did you just tell her to do whatever she wanted, or did you have things written out for her?
No. So the album has 2 narrators, Gunna Goes Global.
Oh, you have Gunna. Oh, of course. Okay.
Yeah. So the 2 singles that have narration that are out are both Del Risha narrating, but they co-narrate the album, and basically I played them the music and gave them the theme of what the song is about, and then they just spoke and.
Wow.
And then I chopped up audio and whatever. I did what I did, you know, you keeping the message pure. But, yeah. So they basically co-narrate and coach us through the album of what like community is to them, to the world, yeah.
That's like a really cool way to do it. We were talking about intention earlier, and like that's kind of one of those things, like I said earlier, where it's just people don't, I think about that enough. Like when people make an album, they kind of just put together a couple of songs that they think worked, and then they're like, this is good. But like, I love seeing more albums like that where it's like you really have a message that you're trying to get across, because I feel like more people take their own interpretations of like what that means to them, you know? So like it means something different for everyone, and hopefully it's all positive, but you know, like people get what they get out of it and make their moves out of it.
Where did you mostly record your album
at? Most of the shit in Frisco was done, you know, at my studio. So I guess mostly in my studio. I did, a bunch of sessions in New York with people. They're a dope production duo. And then I was all over Europe, just traveling, man, like, kind of working.
Were you like renting out like studios out there, or just people letting you have the space? And
letting me have the space. I've never once paid for studio time, and I don't think I ever will in my life.
That's beautiful. Fuck. We love that. Yeah. I've even paid for studio time, and I'm not even a rapper. Like, what the fuck? Would you fucking wish? When I was fucking Temecula and I was trying to like make music, I would definitely go to people's houses and they'd be like $60 an hour, and I'd be like, okay, and then I would do nothing for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, what were you doing? Were you producing, or you like?
No, I was trying to rap. I was definitely trying to rap when I was like 18, 19 years old.
I definitely need to listen to some of this.
No, you don't.
Definitely need definitely need those files.
It's all really bad. I might have like something somewhere, but
what was the name of one of your songs?
One of my songs.
What was your name?
I actually had so many, to be honest with you. I think at the very end I went by Fastidious Foe, which was horrible. Boy. Yeah, definitely bad. I was listening to a lot of MF Doom. Yeah, I was like big words. Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rough.
I remember when I moved out here finally, I was like still making music, but I had just started making clothes. And I remember I would like be hella drunk and I'd record something. And I'd go to my roommates and I'd like be like, yo, listen to this. And they'd play it and they'd just be like, yeah, that's something. And then I'd just be like, damn, even you guys aren't lying to me. Like, I know this must be shitty.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't do that for too much longer after I moved here.
Dude, that's how you try it. That's dope though.
Nah, yeah. It was cool to pivot into something else that I'm actually good at, you know?
Yeah, definitely make amazing clothing.
So like, in his case, when someone's not making really good music, how do you let them know, like how do you be real with them and let them know, like this is not
this isn't working,
or like to work on something else. Because I'm pretty sure people are always, I don't know you, or if you know other people that do it to others, is like trying to like push your music onto them, or trying to like make music collab with them, and it's just like not to like say you're like on a higher status than them or whatever, but just like to try to like tell them like, hey, it's not on that level.
That's a really tough question.
That is a tough question. Honestly, I don't even encounter it that much though. Like, but you know, it's really like, to me, how I do it. Like I was saying earlier, like it's to each their own. Like I'm not here to judge what's good and what's bad. I just like, I'm gonna just make music with people that I rock with, and that's on that. And like, you know what I mean? If somebody, you know, other people hit me and whatever, it's like, you know, charging kind of eliminates a lot of shit because a lot of people just are like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? And then,
or hit my email.
But I think I don't really experience that at the level that a lot of my peers do, because I don't make that type of music. So a lot of people don't like hella people be in my DMs about songs, but for the most part, like they're like pretty decent making R&B type of shit or whatever, and whatever. But
are people trying to get free shit from you? Like they're trying to like, can I get a free beat? Can I get a free
definitely. But you know, less and less, I think. But you know, people always are trying to finesse. It's not even finessing. It's like, if you're really an artist, like I get it. I don't want to pay for things either. I don't have any money. Yeah. But yeah, you know, people try to get it out of me. But
that's one of the hardest things I see for like just people, artists in general, is like if you value work, you have to put a price on it, even if you understand what people are going through. Like the struggle is just because your art has value, and if people don't value it, they're always gonna want to take from it.
But to counter that, like, and kind of honestly, like the way I went with this album is like, you know, and Baghead and I talk about this all the time. Like, I just lead with love and faith. So this album, like I made the album and I put my all into this album, and I lost a lot of money, and I didn't like, I do a bunch of shit and I lose money on it, and I don't charge people for things I maybe should. Yeah. But I just like believe that, like, I know that I am doing something special. Yeah. And I know that someone is going to be like, this person is doing something that's worth infinite money. And so rather than like get 200 here, 200 there, whatever. And I do charge for things because I need to live, I need to eat. But at the end of the day, like, I have this faith. It's not faith, because it's like real. It's grounded. Like I see,
you're just confident.
I see
in yourself.
Tangible, like tangible steps being made, and I see people like giving me that. You know, like OG Penn was like, you know, you are doing something that's really special. Like, and that's when he says that to me holds a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? So I have this concrete belief that it will come because I'm really doing shit that like is priceless, and I believe that about myself and my peers. And when I say my peers, I mean y'all. I mean FNG, of course. I mean Putang. I mean like everything that we are doing here. Like, I just hope I live to the point where people are like, holy fuck, this needs like billions of dollars given to it. You know what I mean?
Was there like a moment where you like realized that that's what it was? Like where you realized like you were gonna like blindly go here, or was it like kind of always there?
Nah, definitely not. I think COVID happened. COVID changed my life. That's such a dumb sentence. Of course it changed my life. It changed everybody's life. But the time I spent like building up, I was never gonna do my own artist shit. Like that was always just gonna be a real hobby where it's like I just kind of recorded and pushed it out and didn't push it. And I was just gonna be a songwriter. I was making money as a songwriter. And then I just like realized that I loved making music so much, and I loved like deciding what music I was making. And then I started doing shows, and then I started like seeing people be changed by what I was doing. And I just kind of kept going, and it kept growing in my appreciation for myself.
Was this when you were still living in San Francisco though, or was this back in New York when you were?
No, I think really it started when I moved back. Okay. If COVID didn't happen, I would have probably never have moved to San Francisco again.
That's wild to think about.
I was fully planning on living in LA. I had a job. I was looking at apartments. I was fully a signed songwriter. You know what I mean? I was about to graduate from school. And I never in my mind, like when I left at 18, like never in my mind did I ever think I was ever going to full-time live in San Francisco. Like that never crossed my mind.
That's so crazy to think about.
How long were you away before you came back?
till COVID.
Well, I mean, when did you leave? Sorry.
2016.
So like 4 years.
18.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's wild. And then we met like during the height of COVID, didn't we?
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah. I remember I fucking still lived at my brother's house. I remember we lived with a bipper. This dude took his bipped car to come to meet you guys. I was hella tripping when I met you. I remember because I was just like, fuck, like I hope the cops don't fucking come talk to us or anything.
Wait.
Yeah.
And when we did that shoot in Chinatown?
Yeah. When we did it was with the
one that I had.
SpongeBob.
No. Oh,
the SpongeBob hoodies. Yeah. That was
Damn, you're writing in some hot
I have
stuff.
both those. Yeah. And then the lavender shit. I need to get that back.
The lavender shit. What lavender shit did I have?
It's like a pink.
Oh, those
purple.
pastel
Yeah, the
sweatshirts.
pastel ones.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
right.
fire.
That's right. I forgot all fucking about those.
Oh, that's so fire. But a girl currently has mine.
Yeah,
I need to get
that
it
is how
back.
that goes usually. A bunch of my homies always hit me up and they're like, yeah, my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend took it, or this person took it. I'm like, well, at least somebody's got it. Like, that's kind of crazy to think about, like all the shit that's happened since then. Because like I feel like both of our lives are a lot different since then.
Absolutely, hella different.
That is crazy. What were you doing during the height of COVID?
So I was working at a treatment center, and I was still working. I was one of the essential workers. I actually went to go work every day still. Mm-hmm. So I had to wear like that
N95s,
man.
Yeah.
Coming, fucking smelling your own breath all day is disgusting. And having the sweat and the lines and everything from. And I was working in there, and like I remember at the time I was trying to like focus to do other things here. That's when I started doing tried to do podcasts for the first time, and
it was when you started the first time.
Yeah, it's like the first time I started because I had a roommate at the time that was here, and we both did it. And then COVID hit like a month later, and then we stopped, obviously.
Right.
And then I tried to do it on later on, but for a while, honestly, I didn't really do much. Just me and my girlfriend just like watched movies, and we kind of just like we thought the world was gonna end for a minute, and then at the end of end of 2020, or like that's not the end, but they started doing open things at Speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, and so that's when I started meeting people and
met
De La City, met people out there doing.
I didn't meet you then.
I don't think I met you then. I've seen people perform there though, but I don't remember seeing you perform.
Yeah, I performed there like every month.
A few times.
I never saw you perform there. I saw other people perform there, but I started meeting people slowly that way, and then, it changed my life too. And honestly, before that, I was kind of hating San Francisco. Like I was like I would have the itch to leave.
Wow.
And it was not that I hated here. It was just like the fast pace of the life was getting too much for me.
Right.
Like it was like the techies were getting way too much for me. Like I just felt like I didn't belong.
Right.
And it just felt like overwhelming. And then when that happened, like it just like everything just like stopped. And then I was just like, I found myself falling in love with this place. All the people that were like kind of know me like took off. Yeah. And then I just became like very protective of this place, and then people be talking shit all the time. They still do, and I'm like fuck you guys. You guys don't know what the fuck you guys talking about. Like, come on now. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, that place is horrible. This go. I was like, what? I'm gonna go back home and live in 110 degree weather.
Bro,
like,
fuck. No,
I don't give a fuck. Like, what am I gonna do back home? Like, what does everyone do? Fucking besides get drunk? Like,
for real.
It's just like I love it here. I love the weather. I love the people. Mostly like just the vibes here is just totally different, and what you see on the news and you see what other people portray, it's not like that. I understand there's
parts of it.
There's still those things here, but it's not everywhere. It's like they make it seem like it's out your front door, and it's sad that it is happening, and some areas have gone worse. But I've been working with the community here for years now, working in nonprofit, and it just makes me want to help more and just to do that, but also being around like other people in the community, seeing like other like going to shows more and doing things like that. It just made me like
fall in love with it.
Love this place, and it just meeting people. It just made me like gravitate towards like being proud of to live here and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm thankful and have I'm trying to be thankful for the opportunity to be here and be and not being one of those people who are like, are you coming here with your backpack full, or are you coming here with your backpack empty? Like, are you coming here to take, or are you coming here to like give back? And that's trying to like my perspective on it.
It's a good way to put it. There's a thing for it. It's like it's a clean a campfire or something after you're done using it, or whatever it is. I forget. But It's a good way to look at it. I feel like I was kind of this, not the same way in where I hated it. I still loved it, but after all of my friends who weren't from San Francisco left, they would start hating on me. But it was like, now I'm only hanging out with people from San Francisco, and they're kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why are you still like out there? Why are you still doing this? And it's like, because it's fucking fun out here. There's so much shit to do. I feel like there's more shit to do here than most of fucking California. You know what I mean? Other than like maybe LA, but it's like I don't really want to hang out in LA all that much.
Well, that's the thing. I go back home and it's just like, yeah, it's like there's new experiences because I'm going back and I still have a good time when I'm from Fresno, so go back and do things. But it's like every time I come back and I'm driving down like Fail before I get to before I get to Fulton, and then every time I hit that, and then you hit the patch of fog right at the beginning of the park, and I'm like, oh, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home. I feel thankful, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the shit. But for you took off, and you coming back has been like, what made you fall back in love with like being here again?
I mean, you know, everything that y'all just said, like, you know, it wasn't like I mean, I left to escape in some ways because I felt trapped in San Francisco, but I never felt animosity. You know, you can ask anybody from New York. I proudly, you know, that I knew, I proudly rep San Francisco and like actively, you know, again, I love the town, but actively, I would actively be like, I am not from Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Because hella people that, you know, they have the narrative, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, I'm from San Francisco. And they would turn around and be like, yeah, oh yeah, he from Oakland, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, no. I just said I'm from San Francisco. But yeah, I mean, I just realized like, this is my community, you know what I mean? Like, and like, I love New York and I have, you know, that's the second home to me. I lived in London. I love London, but I just like feel a spiritual connection to what I'm doing here and the community that, you know, that exists here. And, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just that. It's just that I have so much unconditional, radical love for so many people here and so many places here. And I feel the responsibility to maintain the story wherever I go. And that's both here and travel, because like, the gentrification like is unfathomable, honestly, at times. Like, you know, just like when I watch like there's these block reports, you know, and they're from like probably 2010, which is 13 years ago, which is not that long ago. Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't recognize my street. I don't recognize the Divisadero. You know what I'm saying? It was San Quinn, like on CDP, on Divisadero. And you know, it's like things like that make me realize like if I'm not here to tell this story and wherever I am, then like it just disappears.
Yeah, that's real.
And yeah, I just fell in love with like my family that's here, like that became family, not a group. Like, you know, I'm the youngest member in FNG, and by a lot, for honestly, like, you know what I'm saying, not hella, but like. Damn, those people raised me, you know what I'm saying?
For real, yeah. Thinking about that.
And so, yeah, just to like make music with people I looked up to as a young person, you know what I mean? And during COVID, I would just drive around my city and have these like memories that I like suppressed, both good and bad of everything, you know what I'm saying? And like, I just realized like I wasn't done, I just left, you know? And I think, you know, I'm kind of deciding like, am I done now? Once this album's out, once the Sutra album's out, but like, you know, I feel like I was not done with the therapy I needed from San Francisco.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Do you think like, so you said what you just said, I mean, do you think like after this album comes out, are you going to think about maybe like moving out for a little bit, getting your feet wet back in New York or something, or going to London, or? We'll
see. I mean, I was in London, and I technically like until recently was like employed in London doing songwriting. And I was just like working remotely. But yeah, I have my album Communal Healing, which everybody should go stream. The Rent Check album is coming out. Sutra album, the Family Not a Group album.
It's 4 fucking albums. Jesus
I have
Christ.
a EP with Isaiah. I have an EP with my cousin Nick, and feel like I might be forgetting one.
Probably.
And then I have Family First 3, Volume 3. And all of that is and I have my jazz album. With Shaitan. Yeah. So I have those 8 projects, and they're all like 90 to 100% done. And and they're basically like kind of slated to come out until like spring of next year. And then I'm gonna, like, as I'm finishing up this rollouts of all these rollouts, I'm gonna kind of assess, like, how do I feel, like, where, you know what I'm saying, like, because like I said, this is my first album, so I don't really like know. And if I feel like, man, I want to move and I want to like really be somewhere else, we'll see. I don't know. I don't have the answers to it.
It's very interesting.
New York's on fire right now. Like, it's popping. Everyone I talk to that's in New York, and they're having a great time and they're loving it. They bounce back. You know, their economy, local economy, bounce back. Their Manhattan, the downtown areas, like, they're thriving again. I mean, they're still dealing with issues like every other big city, having empty business buildings and stuff like that. But San Francisco, we did take a nosedive here, and like there's certain parts of this kind of trips me out, like where it's like how empty it is to where it used to be.
It's because of Ed Lee. Fuck you, Ed Lee. I hope you're fucking turning in that grave.
Oh boy,
it's fucking wild. So like, but those places, they have their differences and they have their own unique characters, and there's things about San Francisco that I love, and that's like so different from everywhere else. And I kind of I love that, like that underdog thing. So like when people talk so much shit, I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Let them talk shit, and I'm like, yeah, so what? Like, you know.
Right.
I take it as a badge of honor. But thank you for coming on, you know, the podcast today. Thank you, Adam, for, you know,
you're welcome.
for playing the music, doing your thing.
Of course.
Can you end this? What song would you like us to go out on?
It's on the album.
It's on the album. Let me think. That's another cool song. You could do song 3.
Song 3. Okay, low mileage.
Before we play this song, can you talk a little bit about this song and how it came up?
This song is one of the first songs I did. Is myself, the Jealous Guys, Ian Kelly, and then Eitan and Gabriel Schillinger Hyman.
There we go. Shouts out to everybody. We love Ian Kelly. Ian, come on the show.
And it's just it's one of the first songs I made. It's a powerful ass song to me. So yeah.
Dang. Okay. Here we go.
We pour into the world. We come from community. Music, it is a communal act.
That's your birthright.
When you think of healing,
healing is your birthright.
Styling, I be styling. I just do my thing, profiling. Young hitters out here wildin'. So I gotta keep it low mileage. Uncle used to have the hoes with the charm. Now he wake up, he just got hoes in his arm. He used to play the port, fish the wharf, and then work the chowder. Damn, now he go yeah, cause he off the powder.
What was this song called?
Technological advances over them gangster stances. Enemies become your drink upon the queen, make a sandwich. Black and independent in this mix and make.
How many features do you have in this one?
Rims that kiss the curb, but that will never shake the damage. Go monopoly for your property, nigga. Fuck the hoes.
I think I have 43 artists in total.
That's fucking ridiculous.
This is here. I'll show y'all the.
Real quick, do you remember when Slim Collins called you Chance the Rapper of the Bay?
I do.
I remember being like, damn, you don't have to do him like that.
I mean, hopefully I don't fall off, but I'll take it. This is everybody who's on the album.
Oh, you even fucking, wow, that's pretty cool. Who'd you get to do that?
Gio.
Oh, okay.
Real Genius.
That's fire. Shouts to Gio.
Yeah. So hella people. There's actually artists from every continent on this album.
From every continent?
Yeah.
You got a motherfucker from Antarctica?
No. Okay.
Okay, 6 continents.
Okay, there's artists from every continent that people live on. God damn. Adam was like, I woke up and said, fuck you.
You should just get like a penguin and shit.
Yeah. Penguin Planet Tampa.
Or a scientist who lives there.
Yeah, there's scientists.
No, okay, there's an artist from 6 of the continents in the world.
Okay, that's fire though.
Well, thank you. This is about to be the end of it.
Nah, thank y'all.
Coming on. Thanks for listening to this podcast in the first place, man. Showing us love. And
of course.
We're always going to support. Buy the album. Support. Go on Bandcamp. Buy it. Buy some merch.
After NFMG.
Go to some of the shows. You'll never be disappointed. Seeing live music is some of the best things. It's healing. That's medicine.
Communal healing.
Communal healing.
Popping bottles, but no problem being sober now. Her fat ass, red bottoms with the angel wings. I found soul and bought kicks off a strong fiend. Super strong arm of the law couldn't harm team. We gon' sip this wine slow and get the right lean.
I'm sliding on him, riding on him, perfect timing on him. Mix my pain with purpose, found something I would die because of. Found divinity in flames that I spark. Let the music lead the way, forever